Hi everyone, this is Dan, and this is the Uncanny X-Men 211, the next issue in my Mutant Massacre series. And this issue, so this is a 25th anniversary cover, hence all of this stuff. You probably saw it on the last Daredevil issue that I did a while back. So this issue is the shit. This issue is freaking awesome. Oh man. So we open up and here it is, Massacre. So we're definitely getting hot into the Mutant Massacre event right here. This is written by Chris Claremont, drawn by John Romita Jr. and Bret Blevins in a couple pages, inked by Al Williamson, edited by Ann Nocenti, and editor-in-chief Jim Shooter. So here we go. This is the Marauders: Scalp Hunter, Vertigo, Harpoon, Arclight, Scrambler, and Riptide. And they are busy causing all kinds of hell in the Morlocks down in the sewers. So they ambush these groups of Morlocks and they come after them. And you get this awesome sequence with Scalp Hunter just fucking killing them, basically. These Chris Claremont wastes no time and just explaining that the Marauders are just bad people. They're just going to go out and just start murdering all the Morlocks right here and causing all kinds of havoc here. And here, this guy has he has power to overcome Riptide's basically shuriken whirlwind powers. But Scrambler has the ability to remove his powers, and with that, he's kind of shot to death by Scalp Hunter. So this Morlock, who's an acid lady, jumps to the wall, but Arclight kind of blasts the wall open to catch up with her, and then Harpoon finishes her off. Like, man, in the first 4 pages, 5 people basically die. Holy crap. Man, this is 1980s Marvel right here. Holy cow. So the Marauders then confront Callisto and the rest of the Morlocks, and it just turns into an all-out brawl. And while this massacre is going on, we jump over to Professor Xavier's School of Gifted Kids, and here's Danny Moonstar working on Brightwind, and the rest of the X-Men just kind of working around the farm. And we get a kind of introduction to Wolverine, Rogue, and Colossus. And Wolverine is still recovering from a fight with Nimrod and the Hellfire Club several issues ago. Still kind of hurting him and Nightcrawler. And Rogue and Colossus were kind of worried about him. You get a really funny scene here with Kitty Pryde getting a bunch of snacks and junk food, and Magneto basically lecturing her. I never reviewed that New Mutants issue. I'm going to do that, where Magneto becomes the head of the X-Men in the school. But it's really good how Chris Claremont is able to kind of seamlessly bring Magneto in to take on this role. He does a pretty good job, too. So he kind of lectures her on eating junk food, but she's telling her, well, I got to pass your class, so I got to study. Bye! She kind of basically phase walks her way up into the room to go study with Ileana Magique. Then we get another funny scene. It's kind of crazy how action-packed and intense this issue is, yet somehow Claremont manages to push all these great character-building scenes into this issue. This issue is just the shit. I really like this issue. So here comes Nightcrawler, and he does a teleport to surprise Logan. But he kind of forgets that he's also injured, so he runs out of energy after just one teleport. And they both kind of moan to each other about their situation. Both of them are injured and out of commission. At least they're supposed to be out of commission. Kind of have a joke about getting beers and kind of wallowing and getting drunk, which these two are old-time drinking buddies, so that makes a lot of sense. And out of the ground comes this Morlock mutant screaming for help. And it turns out it's too little too late. He's dead on arrival. And Betsy Braddock, Psylocke, I should say, British Psylocke, does the autopsy and really kind of tells him, hey, I looked into his memories and, the Morlocks are getting massacred right now. And, that immediately, mutants getting massacred immediately triggers Magneto, because he obviously, this has been his greatest fear. And kind of what has driven him to a lot of his evil actions is that essential repeat of, what happened to Jewish people in World War II, except, done to mutants as well. But Storm, who is also the leader of the Morlocks, is also really deeply disturbed. And she kind of convinces him, hey, you gotta, oopsie, jump the page here. oh god, this newsprint smells so good. Sorry. She basically tells him, like, hey, you know, the New Mutants need your help. You got to stay here and protect them and keep the peace here. If, you know, these marauders come over to the mansion, I'm going to go in with the X-Men and we'll reconnoiter and figure out what's going on. So they teleport there with the help of Ileana Magic, the only New Mutant that they bring. And immediately it's like D-Day Normandy. The whole place is just filled with dead bodies and the X-Men are just stunned. It's just a slaughter down here. The moment they arrive to Vertigo, I should say, attacks them. And I forgot, they fought Vertigo in Marvel Fanfare, which is like way, way back in the days. So a lot of them actually knew how to fight her, and especially Wolverine and Nightcrawler. So, you know, Nightcrawler proceeds to do his usual teleport beatdown session on her, but he is still injured. So when he knocks her out, he also inadvertently weakens himself, and Wolverine screams at him to save himself, but Riptide basically slashes the crap out of him and is able to run away. And Kurt is out of commission at this point, and they have to try to save his life. So that ends up sending Magic back to the mansion to go take as many Morlocks and Nightcrawler with her to go get help, right? Which we will cover what goes on there when we do the New Mutants, a couple issues coming up. But yeah, Wolverine is pissed. Logan is freaking livid. You know, Nightcrawler, his buddy's hurt. All these mutants are getting murdered, and these freaking marauders are just dicks. And you know, Storm hands Rogue her vest because Rogue's clothes got ripped up by Riptide. Oh, man, this issue just has so much action going on. This is a really, really devastating scene right here. You get this Lady Morlock. I remember her from the Angel story with the Morlocks. And yeah, Scalp Hunter just murders her in cold blood. And here Kitty and Colossus are going out to try and save some people's lives or stop them. And they run into Arclight and Scalp Hunter, and Colossus gets the jump on them. But little does he know, Arclight's pretty damn tough. And he gets tossed through a wall right here. And just when Kitty thinks she's in trouble, she uses her phasing powers to kind of get away from the two. And this is where it's really fascinating. This page right here is fascinating, especially for people who are fans of my channel. So we got Kitty right here. She basically kind of bluffs because she's still kind of a kid and not really one for violence, right? And she kind of tells them, I can phase you through the ground and just leave you there maimed or dying, you know, and you know, I should do that. I'm going to do that. And then she just runs away. And in Thought Bubbles, she kind of like, Claremont kind of explains and further puts down the law on who Kitty Pryde is, right? You know, she basically says, you know, I mean, I'm just kind of bluffing. I'm not really Wolverine. And deep down inside, these people deserve to get killed, but I can't be the one to do it. It's not really who I am. You know, I'm not a murderer. And really fascinating because you get a big turnaround with a different character later on in the same issue. Yeah, so, you know, Kitty Pryde would not just phase objects into people to kill them, right? You know? Fucking Hickman. I'm sorry. Back onto this great issue, though. So the X-Men are heading out, and they're trying to find the Morlocks, and then, boom, optic blast. Wolverine is able to kind of save Storm right there, and they're surprised and stunned because they're like, hey, what the hell? Logan's able to smell Cyclops, Angel, and Beast, and all the original X-Men. And just when they're about to kind of catch up with them, the whole tunnel blows up, which is explained in the previous X-Factor issue that we just did. And, you know, this is really tragic right here. So, yeah, the old lady goes to Callisto and tells her, like, hey, you know, Scalp Hunter's the one who killed my children in you know, several issues ago. Speaking of which, what issue is that? That issue is 193. By the way, this issue is fucking awesome, too. But I only have enough room for so much awesome in one video. And at that point, Harpoon, Riptide, and Scrambler ambush the X-Men. Wolverine goes toe-to-toe with Harpoon, and they kind of balance each other out. Scrambler tries to get the jump on Storm by stealing or negating her powers. Doesn't realize, of course, Storm currently doesn't have any powers, and she just punches him out. And Callisto kind of joins her. Riptide turns on the spin and starts murdering like all kinds of people right here. And at that point, Colossus kind of stays in to try to protect him using his steel power to protect the rest of the X-Men. Rogue and Scrambler kind of knock each other out, and then Kitty Pryde's about ready to or actually, Rogue's about to get harpooned, and Kitty Pryde is able to stop Rogue from dying by grabbing her and phasing at the right moment. And Colossus gets super freaking pissed at Kitty Pryde basically getting hurt by this harpoon, and he goes over to attack Harpoon, but Riptide kind of stops him and tries to hit him with all these stars. And this is the crazy part here. Talk about a turnaround. You had like a couple pages ago, Kitty Pryde coming to the realization she's not really a murder, and then we see the real change in Colossus over all of these issues and all this run. Seeing his friends being hurt, seeing people being murdered. You know, he grabs Riptide by the neck and basically breaks his fucking neck. Oh, this panel, by the way, is dope as fuck. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Colossus murdering someone, but at the same time, based on the circumstances of this issue, story-wise, it works. I'm pretty certain Jim Shooter probably gave Chris Claremont a lot of shit, because Jim Shooter's really old-school DC. He doesn't like heroes killing people, which there's a good argument for that if you're trying to be a true hero, right? But yeah, no, it's basically an absolute cluster F down in the sewers right here. So the X-Men try to regroup and figure out what's going on, and you got this like great scene right here with Wolverine and Storm all over again. You know, it's almost the exact same lecture from 210, where Storm was kind of a callback. Storm was lecturing Wolverine about that, hey, you need to do better, right? And here Storm is extremely frustrated because this operation was basically an epic failure. They barely saved any Morlocks. Nightcrawler got hurt. Kitty Pryde got hurt. Colossus got hurt. Everybody got hurt for the most part. And she's basically like, I failed. I screwed up as a leader. And Wolverine's kind of telling her, it's like, hey, it happens to the best of us. You know, that's what it means to be a leader. You know, we need you here, boss, to help us out. And then the last panel here by Storm is just, oh, it's so badass. This is why Storm is such a great character. This last panel is so great. Here, I'll read it out to you guys. Cold comfort, my friend. I want you to stay behind. Here in these tunnels, we know nothing of the Marauders. I require a prisoner for interrogation. No problem. What about the rest? One prisoner is sufficient. The remaining Marauders are yours. Oh, this is the shit, man. Oh man, Chris Claremont is going in on this freaking event. It's freaking awesome, dude. But yeah, no, that's the video, man. This is at Uncanny X-Men 211. Oh my god, this freaking issue is the shit. Sorry, I really enjoyed reading this one. Anyhow, that's the video. Let me know what you think. If you liked it, please hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit the bell for notifications. You got any comments about the Uncanny X-Men number 211 or this video review? Leave it down below, and I will see you next time.